Hey guys, this is June from the Binary Lab. Just want to make a quick video because it's actually kind of starting to drizzle right now, but weather's great. So today's topic is like what's recovering from diarrhea got to do with trading. Okay, so as we know, a lot of us have had experienced diarrhea at some point or another. Have you experienced diarrhea? What was your worst experience experiencing diarrhea? Perhaps you can comment below. And how long ago was it, and what was it like? Okay, so typically when we have diarrhea, and what's diarrhea to begin with, right? Diarrhea is like, when we eat, it's fairly usual that our body's gonna kind of like clear the toxins from our body and remove that waste, right? But diarrhea is when our body just seems to be rejecting everything that comes in, and it's releasing, is removing waste at far greater amounts. And we feel lethargy, we feel that we have to run off to the toilet a couple of times, and that's just quite similar to days in the markets when we're perhaps when we are trading, it's fairly normal to make losses in the course of winning. All right, in the course of winning, it's fairly common that out of 10 trades we may lose 2 or 3. 70-80% win rate. That's so like a 20-30% loss rate. That's actually quite normal. But let's say a diarrhea situation with regards to trading would be when, let's say, when we're trading, we're losing a majority of the trades instead of winning them. And sometimes it makes us even make some irrational decisions that make into even greater losses. So let's say if we usually look at making a daily gain of about 5%, which is actually quite achievable in binary. And some days on a flat market day we get like break even, but out of the blue there could be a day that nothing ever seems to be working and every trade is just like getting rejected by the market as our body's rejecting food during a diarrhea, and that day we're down 15%, 20%. Okay, so when it comes to a diarrhea, when your body's rejecting the stuff, we tend to lose a lot of weight. This is normal because we cannot have the regular food intakes, and at the same time our body's rejecting stuff as well. We feel lethargic. And for those of you out there who have experienced diarrhea, especially the women, it could feel like a good thing for you because maybe you wanted to drop some stubborn weight and it's finally going away. But some of you out there, and comment below if you're into fitness and perhaps bodybuilding and strength training, it must totally suck when you're having a diarrhea because you cannot upkeep your daily protein uptake. Maybe like a bodybuilder would be taking like 12 to 24 eggs in a day. But if he's having a diarrhea, not a chance, right? If you're taking a lot of protein shakes, not a chance because it's just gonna escape from the body. And you're gonna feel lethargic. You probably can't hit the gym as well. So it's just the same as like, let's say, if we're having a diarrhea situation in our trading, which happens sometimes due to news events, whatever speeches and policy, rate changes and all that. It creates these kind of situations where we are just not able to do in the way that we usually do. So in these cases, what do we get around it? Let's say if you're having a diarrhea, very often the doctor is going to be suggesting that perhaps you want to take some medication, but on top of that you also want to make some dietary adjustments. Let's say if you're usually taking like 3 big meals a day, maybe you want to take like 5 or 6 small meals instead. And these 5 or 6 small meals probably going to be like fiber based or like brown rice, or porridge or something like that. That's what we do in Asia. I'm not sure about in the West what it's like, but I'm sure it wouldn't be too much different. And let's say if you are having a bad day in your trading, okay, like sometimes. Right after that, coming off a diarrhea as well, maybe our friends are calling out us to go to a nice restaurant, drink some nice booze, whatever. But it don't matter how good or expensive the food is or how whatever it is, but because if your body is not in the shape to handle it, it's not going to be able to handle it. It's just like, let's say even after losing a bunch, all right, you could be seeing that, hey, this looks like the perfect trade setup, we could get it on this one. But after a track record of losing a bunch of trades, do you think that, is there some chance that the market may not be the same and therefore cause that very good looking trade somehow not work out? Is that possible? If that happened to you, comment below this video as well. And the right way to go about it instead is to perhaps do it in moderation. Okay, so just like how we're splitting major meals into smaller ones, take scatter your trades throughout the day instead of just concentrating on one session. This allows you to split your risk throughout the course of the day. And splitting down your trade size as well. If you're having a non-martingale accurate strategy, maybe you're doing about 3 to 5% per trade, or 2%. You may want to instead cut it down to like between 0.5% and 1% instead. I mean, it may sound kind of dull, it may not feel so boring, but at the same time, if you have a string of loss, it doesn't affect you as much as a string of loss on a higher risk percentage would affect you as well. And at the same time, when you start seeing that you're starting to win a little bit more, the win rate's returning, and then perhaps it's just like after a diarrhea, when you find that your appetite's returning, your eating stuff is not coming out, and like when you're trading, it's you're making those trades, you're making the wins, it's going into your account instead of coming out of it, and you can gradually ease back into your regular routine of trading with your regular trade sizes and achieve your daily trading goals. I hope this quick short video makes sense to you. It's like I said, it's kind of interesting, so I want to get out of here. If you felt this video was helpful, please click the like and subscribe buttons and share this with your friends too. And by the way, if you're not already inside the Binary Lab, why aren't you already in it? So click the link beneath this video. It's binarylab.net/sign up to get right in. Bye for now.